CIET NCERT presents audiobook Khel Yatra, textbook of physical education and well-being for grade 8.
Page 35. On the top of the page, you will find the QR code. Scanning the QR code will take you to the additional resources about this unit. At the top right corner of the page, there is a picture of a girl dribbling a ball. Unit 2. Physical and Motor Fitness. This unit explores the link between physical activity and personal development, focusing on improving fitness, building mental toughness, fostering teamwork, and understanding the importance of safety guidelines. Students will build motivation, courage, and self-discipline as they take on physical challenges, monitor their growth, and stay dedicated to personal improvement. Additionally, they will learn about the classification of obesity and how to measure the body mass index. Page 36. MF1. Crawl to the front. Crawl to the front is a dynamic relay race in which students take turns crawling on all fours under their teammates' legs to reach the front of the line, where they stand and inform the next teammate to do the same. The game continues until the entire team crosses the finish line. Warm-up, overhead arm stretch, cross-leg toe touch. Activity, crawl to the front. Cool down, forward and upward lunges. Circle time, time management. How to play. Point 1. Make a team of 10 students each. Point 2. Set up a starting and finishing line. Point 3. Each team forms a line with all students standing at one arm distance and feet wide enough for someone to crawl through. Point 4. All team members stand at the starting line, feet apart and facing forward. Point 5. On the whistle, the last student in the line crouches down and crawls through their teammate's leg to the front of the line. Page 37. Point 6. Once the student reaches the front, they stand up and shout next for the next person to start crawling. Point 7. The team continues the sequence until all the students have successfully crossed the finish line. The team that finishes first wins the race. Circle time. Time management. Discuss different ways of crawling and standing to minimize the time taken for the task. On the top of the page, there is a picture of children standing in row with feet apart, facing forward. One child is crawling through their legs to the front. Page 38. MF2. Rock Paper Championship Run. Rock Paper Championship Run is a dynamic and engaging physical activity that combines the classic game of rock, paper, scissors with running, teamwork, and competitiveness. It promotes physical activity, decision-making, and quick reactions. Warm-up, shoulder rotation, quadricep stretch. Activity, Rock Paper Championship Run. Cool down, calf and hamstring stretch. Circle time, perception. How to play. Point 1. Place hula hoops or markers in a straight line or a zigzag pattern across the floor. Point 2. The number of hoops is determined by the available area and the number of students, but the route should have an equal number of hoops on both sides. Point 3. Add a different colored hula hoop or marker to the second to the last hoop on each end. Point 4. Divide the class in two teams. Each team should line up on opposite side of the hoop route. Point 5. The first member from each team enters the first hula hoop from their respective sides. These two students will compete in a game of rock, paper, scissors. Page 39. Point 6. The winner advances to the next hula hoop in the line while the loser returns to the rear of their team's lineup. Point 7. The next student in the losing team's line enters the first hoop and prepares to challenge the opposing team's advanced student. Point 8. Every time a student wins, they move forward through the hula hoops. Point 9. If they lose a round of rock, paper, scissors, they return to their team and the next teammate gets their turn. Point 10. The goal of each team is to reach the second to last hula hoop on the opposite team's side. Point 11. When a student gets to the hoop, they score a point for their team. Point 12. When a point is scored, both teams return to their starting positions and a fresh round begins. Circle time, perception. Identify and discuss different factors within the game which will affect the outcome. On this page, there is an image of 4 children standing in hula hoops on the ground. Each child is positioned in own hula hoop of purple, green, blue and yellow color from left to right. The child on the left is standing in purple hula hoop. Second child is standing in green hula hoop with hand raised in gesture of playing rock, paper, scissors, facing the next child. Third child is also with hand raised in rock, paper, scissors gesture with facing the second child. Fourth child towards the right is standing with hands on their sides. Page 40. MF3. Modified Triathlon Activity. Modified Triathlon Activity is a short skills competition that emphasizes agility, balance and coordination. Students will compete in 3 different stages: dribbling a football, balancing an object on their head, and crawling on the ground with the object. The goal is to finish all stages as quickly as possible while maintaining precision in each task. Warm-up: forward and backward bending, crossed toe touch. Activity: modified triathlon activity. Cool down: slow or static stretching. Circle time: introspection. How to play. Point 1. Mark a starting and ending line. Point 2. Set up a 10-meter long zigzag course using cones or markers. Point 3. Students will dribble a football along the zigzag course, weaving between cones. Point 4. After dribbling, grab any object such as a cardboard, a used rough copy, or a school bag and keep it on your head. Point 5. Balance the object as you go back towards the starting line. Point 6. If the object falls off, you must stop and put it on your head again before continuing. Page 41. Point 7. Balance the object on your back and continue to crawl, traveling across the ground towards the finish line. Point 8. Next, drop the object there, pick up the football and run back towards the starting line, passing it to a teammate. Point 9. The game continues until all the students get their turn. Point 10. The team that finishes first wins. Circle time. Introspection. Point 1. Identify the best performance out of 3 and share one activity you need to improve. Point 2. Discuss your happy feelings while giving your best effort in attempting to finish all stages as quickly as possible with complete precision for each task. On the top of the page, there is a picture of a girl. From the left side, she is dribbling a ball between cones. In the center, she has kept a school bag on her head and is balancing it while walking. In the right, she has balanced a school bag on her back and is crawling. Page 42. MF4. Pass, sit and score. Pass, sit and score is a fun and engaging team game that combines passing, quick decision making. The goal is for teams to work together to pass a ball down the field and score points with a sitting element to add strategy and teamwork. Warm up, jogging forward, backward and sideways. Activity, pass, sit and score. Cool down, waist rotation and knee stretching. Circle time, muscle involvement. How to play. Point 1. Divide the students into teams of 6 students each. Point 2. Make 2 little goal areas at each end of the field. Cones or mini goals can be used. Point 3. Students make a straight line. Point 4. One student, that's the passer, stands in front of the line facing the group holding a ball. Point 5. A goal or a target is positioned behind the passer. Point 6. The passer throws the ball to the first student in line. Point 7. The first student catches the ball, returns it to the passer and immediately sits down. Page 43. Point 8. The passer continues by passing the ball to the second student and so on. Point 9. After returning the ball, the student sits in their spot. Point 10. When the last student catches and returns the ball, the passer turns around to kick the ball towards the goalpost. Point 11. The game continues until everyone gets the chance of being the passer. Point 12. The team to score the most goals wins. Note for the teacher. The teacher will help students in identifying the muscles. Circle time, muscle involvement. Feel and identify the major muscles responsible for movements performed in the activity. On the top of the page, there are 2 images. In the above picture, in the left, there is a goalpost. In the picture, one child is standing in front of the line, facing the group, has thrown the ball. 3 children are crouching in the line while other 2 are standing ready to catch. In the bottom picture on the left side there is a goalpost. In the picture there is a ball near goalpost. A girl has kicked the ball towards the goalpost. The next child is crouching. Remaining 4 children are standing. Page 44. MF5. Crab, crawl, ball relay. Crab, crawl, ball relay is an activity that develops the core muscles. It encourages participants to work together efficiently, leading to an enjoyable and interesting relay challenge. Warm up, shoulder rotation, trunk rotation and calf stretch. Activity, crab, crawl, ball relay. Cool down, forward and backward bending. Circle time, effect of gravity. How to play. Point 1. Students are divided into teams of 10 students each. Point 2. Each team forms a line with all students in the crab position, hands and feet on the ground, belly facing upwards. Point 3. To begin the game, the student at the end of each line holds the ball. Point 4. All students must remain in the crab position throughout the game, making a straight line behind one another. Point 5. After the command to start is given, the last student in the line rolls the ball underneath them towards the next teammate. Point 6. Each student in the line must roll the ball underneath their body to the next person in line without leaving the crab position. Page 45. Point 7. When the ball reaches the first student in the line, they take the ball, get up, run to the back of the line and quickly return to the crab position. Point 8. The students who just went to the back of the line will get back in the crab position, roll the ball beneath the line again and the sequence will continue. Point 9. The relay continues until the first student to start the game returns to their starting place at the beginning of the line. Note for the teacher. The teacher will discuss the concept of core muscles, abdominal muscles like rectus abdominalis, external oblique, internal oblique, quadratus lumborum, multifidus. Circle time. Effect of gravity. Discuss the role of gravity in maintaining the crab position. Identify the muscles involved in maintaining the crab position against gravity. On this page, there is a picture of children in line in crab position. That is, hands and feet on the ground, belly facing upwards. Page 46. MF6. Hitting Running Target Game. This game focuses on coordination, object manipulation, and anticipation skills through a traditional target game, which is called the Hitting Running Target Game, and is adapted to modern gameplay. Students play it by throwing tennis balls at a moving target while ensuring safety measures are followed. Warm-up, jumping jack and deep squat, activity, hitting running target game, cool down, shoulder muscle stretching and hamstring, circle time, inclusiveness and personal goals. How to play. Point 1. Use 6 to 10 markers to define a rectangular playing area. Point 2. A student designated as a roller stands at one end and rolls a target ball, that is a large ball, between two parallel lines, and a desired number of students will stand perpendicular to the roller, 5 to 10 meters away. There is a picture showing a playing area. On the left side, there is a line of 6 students standing together. They aim to hit the moving target using small tennis balls. On the right, there is a child designated as roller who is standing at one end and has rolled a target ball. Page 47. Point 3. The roller calls out goal goal or going to signal the roll. Point 4. Students aim to hit the moving target using smaller tennis balls, throwing them when the ball passes in front of them between two parallel lines. Point 5. A fielder at the other end retrieves the target ball and returns it to the roller after all thrown balls are collected. Point 6. Students must wait for the OK signal before retrieving their thrown balls. Variations. Modify the game as per the need of CWD's children. Point 1. Use a ball that makes noise for students with limited vision. Point 2. Allow rolling or underhand throwing for students with limited grip strength. Notes for the teacher. Point 1. Always provide a signal before students retrieve balls to ensure safety. Point 2. Encourage modesty and good sportsmanship among students. Circle time, inclusiveness and personal goals. Point 1. Share how adaptations made the game inclusive for all students. Point 2. Reflect on personal achievements and encourage setting goals for future sessions. Page 48. MF7. Kick volleyball. Kick volleyball is an engaging game that combines elements of traditional volleyball with the added challenge of using feet instead of hands. This activity helps develop coordination, teamwork, and agility. Warm-up, lunges, jogging, and butt kicks. Activity, kick volleyball. Cool down, quadriceps and calf stretch. Circle time, techniques, strategies, and challenges. How to play. Point 1. Divide students into teams of 5 to 6 students. Point 2. Set up a volleyball net or similar divider at a height of 2-3 feet. Point 3. Instead of using hands, students kick the ball to send it over the net. There is a picture of volleyball net. Two children are engaged in the game on opposite sides of the volleyball net. The child on the left is in mid-action, reaching up to hit the volleyball that's above the net. The child on the right is in defensive position with one leg raised high. Page 49. Point 4. Each team can allow up to 3 touches before sending the ball over the net. Point 5. Play for 10 to 15 minutes, alternating teams every 5 minutes for fairness. Variations. Point 1. Number of students may vary. Point 2. Different net height may be used and focus must be on keeping the ball in the air. Point 3. Time-based scoring. Teams try to score as many points as possible in a fixed time. Notes for the teacher. Encourage teamwork and communication among students. Point 2. Emphasize safety and ensure that students maintain control over their kicks. Point 3. Provide guidance on proper kicking technique to avoid injuries. Circle time, techniques, strategies, and challenges. Point 1. Discuss the different techniques and strategies adopted by different students and what worked well. Point 2. Identify and discuss the challenges during the game and how did you overcome them. Page 50. MF8. Ropeless Tug of War. Ropeless Tug of War is a fun and engaging team-based activity where participants compete to pull their team across a designated line without using a rope. The game encourages teamwork, strategy, and physical strength in a safe and playful environment. Warm-up, arm circle, free hand exercises, activity, ropeless tug of war, cool down, wrist muscle stretch, circle time, cooperation. How to play. Point 1. Divide the students into 2 teams having similar height, weight, and equal in number. Point 2. Mark a center line. The teams will stand in front of each other at a distance of approximately 1 foot from the center line. Point 3. Students of each team will hold the waist of a student who is standing in front. Point 4. The first student of both the teams will hold each other's elbow. Point 5. On the whistle, students will pull against each other using their body weight and strength. The aim is to pull the opposing student past the center line. Page 51. Point 6. Both teams must always stay connected as a chain. Breaking the chain will result in losing the game. Point 7. The game continues until one team wins by pulling the other past their center line. Variations. Point 1. Circle tug of war. Play in a circular arena and the team that pulls the other out of the circle wins. Point 2. Time challenge. See which team can hold their ground the longest. Point 3. Mixed strength teams. Mixed players of different strength and sizes to encourage inclusivity. On the top of the page, there is a picture of children playing tug of war. 2 teams of 4 children are positioned on opposite sides, pulling against each other. The first child of each team is holding each other's elbows, and others are holding waist of the child standing in their front. Page 52. Notes for the teacher. Point 1. Emphasize safety by ensuring students are evenly matched in size and strength. Point 2. Encourage students to use their legs and body weight rather than straining their arms. Point 3. Monitor for fair play and ensure the game stays fun and inclusive. Point 4. Ensure that there are no jerk movements while pulling the opposing team. Circle time, cooperation. Discuss and identify your efforts in team success. Also, identify players not giving their 100% effort in the game. How does it affect the team's success? Pop-up. Point 1. Do you feel any difference between when you push the wall and when you hold your water bottle for a minute in a horizontal position? Point 2. Social loafing is when people put in less effort when working in a group than when working alone. Point 3. Social facilitation describes how people perform better when others are present. Page 53. MF9. Swasthya Daud. Swasthya Daud is an interactive game that helps students understand the effects of unhealthy food and lack of exercise on metabolism. Warm-up. Full body dynamic stretching focusing on lower body. Activity Swasthya Daud. Cool down. Deep breathing, ground touch, circle time, body mass index and goal setup. How to play. Point 1. To begin, a large circle is made using cones and divided into two areas, the playing zone and the exercise zone, with a cone placed in the exercise zone labeled exercise. Point 2. Two students are chosen as denners. Denner 1 represents unhealthy food and Denner 2 represents the will to avoid exercise. Point 3. All other students start in the playing zone and run around, symbolizing high metabolism. Denner 1 tries to tag players inside this zone. Point 4. However, when students move to exercise zone, then Denner 2 will try to tag them. If Denner 2 tags a student for the first time, the student must return to the playing zone but can only jog, representing moderate metabolism. Point 5. If the same student is tagged by Denner 1 again and then tagged by Denner 2 a second time, they must return to the playing zone. Page 54. And only walk showing low metabolism. Point 6. On successfully touching the exercise cone without being tagged by Denner 2, a student regains the ability to run, symbolizing improved metabolism. Point 7. Both Denners are changed every 10 minutes, so everyone gets a chance to play. Point 8. This fun and educational activity shows how lifestyle choices can impact energy levels and health. On this page, there is a picture demonstrating different levels of physical activity and exercise. It shows 7 children engaged in various activities. On the top, 2 children are running inside playing zone. Outside playing zone, unhealthy food and avoid exercise is written. In the middle, 2 children are engaged in moderate walking and one on the left is running. At lower portion, 2 children are running facing each other. Circle time, body mass index and goal setup. Calculate your body mass index using the formula BMI is equal to weight in kg divided by height in meter square, and compare it with the table given below and plan your next 1 month accordingly for leading a healthy lifestyle. There is a table with 4 columns and 4 rows. The first and third column is for classification and the second and fourth column represents BMI range, that is kg divided by m square. The second row, first column says underweight. BMI range is less than 18.5. Third row is for normal. BMI range is 18.5 to 24.9. The fourth row is overweight and BMI range is 25 to 29.9. In the third column, first row is obese class 1, BMI range 30 to 34.9. The third row, obese class 2nd, 35 to 39.9 BMI range. And the fourth row is for obese class 3rd, BMI range is more than 40. Page 55. Assessment. Instructions. 1. Perform each fitness test and record your baseline result. 2. Set a goal for improvement. 3. Retest and compare your progress. 4. Teachers should ensure they set up the testing environment. 5. The procedure for conducting each test is mentioned in the annexure. Agility test T-test. Point 1. Baseline time -seconds. Point 2. Goal improve by 1 to 2 seconds. Cardiovascular endurance test 600-meter run or walk. Point 1. Baseline time -minutes. Point 2. Goal improve by 10 to 20 minutes. Test 3. Minute step test. Point 1. Baseline HR -BPM. Point 2. Goal lower HR over time -BPM. Strength and muscular endurance. Push-ups maximum in 1 minute. Point 1. Baseline -reps. Point 2. Goal increase by 3 to 5 reps -reps. Page 56. Squats maximum in 1 minute. Point 1. Baseline -reps. Point 2. Goal increase by 5 to 10 reps -reps. Plank hold time. Point 1. Baseline -seconds. Point 2. Goal hold 10 to 15 seconds. Longer -seconds. Flexibility sit and reach test. Measure reach in inches past toes. Point 1. Baseline -inches. Point 2. Goal improve by 1 to 2 inches -inches. Speed 50-meter sprint. Point 1. Baseline time -seconds. Point 2. Goal improve by 0.2 to 0.5 seconds. Balance stock balance. Point 1. Baseline time -seconds. Point 2. Goal dash. Reflection and progress. Point 1. Which area improved the most? Dash. Point 2. What was the biggest challenge? Dash. Point 3. How can I improve further? Dash. Unit 2 ends here.
Khel Yatra. You are just listening to the textbook of physical education and well-being for grade 8. Narration Swati Verma. Sound recordist Prasoon Kumar. Assistance in production Surendra Kumar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.